right, hello everyone. I'm Ron Jaworski, and welcome to my podcast, Jaws Picks. And I worked at ESPN for 28 years. I was very fortunate, and my best years at ESPN were because of my guest today, Michael Irvin, most affectionately known as the playmaker. Michael, when we were at ESPN doing Sunday countdown, Monday countdown, Chris Berman, Stuart Scott, I never had so much fun doing football and talking football. And you certainly bring all the street cred you could possibly want to talk football. But man, I miss you, my friend. Thanks for joining me.
And I miss you too, Jaws. And Jaws, we did have. Jaws, listen, those were some great shows we had. We had some great shows. And Jaws, you thought when I was listening to your intro there, you talk about how blessed you are. Of course, I feel the same way. I'm so blessed. That we both had football careers, and then to come in the world that we've come in after that. Think about those two names you just mentioned right there that we work with. Chris Berman, Stu Scott. You know what I mean? I put guys that I work with like now, Rich Eisen, and those the best guys that ever do what we talk about right now, what we do right now.
Yeah, and fortunately, you bring some incredible, amazing credibility to the game of football and what you've done. I think, I could probably spend 20 minutes talking about your bio, but I won't. But, in 2007, you're elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Yeah. And there is no better honor than that. And for that reason alone, I'm honored to have you on the show. And, because no one knows the game of football like you know it. Hey, you're an All-American. It's you. Of course, you can tell that by your shirt on. 3-time Super Bowl champion, 5 times to the Pro Bowl. I mean, you bring football credibility. You're football royalty. And why I love working with you, you did your homework, you did your research, and you presented it in a fun, entertaining way, that's what I learned from you. I'm kind of an X's and O's guy. You don't just quarterback, so you had to deal with Troy's one of those X's and O's guys. We love the film work, and we love, breaking it down, all that. And you would simplify things with a big smile on your face and make it fun and entertaining and still get that information out there. But I got to go back to last week.
Both are important, though, Joe. Both are important. And what we do, both are important. And what you're saying, think about like the fun and entertainment and why is that important? It's great. We have to know what the assignment. We have to know the assignment. But we want our bodies and our minds in a place that we can optimize performing the assignments. Mm-hmm. And you get that when you're in a more upbeat, up-spirited, lifted area. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So building championships, it's the same thing as what we're doing when we're doing a show. Man, you think, like I tell you, dude, this is a great, I call it a great soft landing by God to be able to play football and then come on TV and talk about it. And they call that a job. Like, I'm going to be doing this anyway. You know what I mean? And so it's a great blessing to do it, man. And see it all.
We'd be sitting in a barbershop or a sports bar doing the same thing, and actually we're
doing the same thing.
so it's all good. Well, I want to go back to this past NFL season, particularly the way it ended, what is now being called around the National Football League as the tank game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington football team. As everyone knows, if Washington won, they were in the playoffs. If Philadelphia won, the New York Giants were in the playoffs, and it caused a big stir because late in the game, with the Eagles trailing by 3 points, Jalen Hurts, their starting quarterback, was pulled from the game for Nate Sudfeld, who has exactly 25 passes in 5 years in the NFL. And most people perceive that as a tank, that the Eagles wanted to keep that number 6 draft choice, not move up to number 9 if they win, and they've been getting blistered all around the country. Doug Peterson, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, the owner, for that move. What is your take on the tank game?
Well, there's so many variables that's at play here, Okay, and I'll put myself in different places. If I'm a fan, I'm a fan and I talk the integrity of the game, I want to see everybody play hard all the time. That's what I'm expecting every time I put down $1. I can see you having that perspective, right? If I'm a fan and I want to yell because and go at people, I can see you have that right. Now, if I'm a player in the Eagles locker room, and we had a conversation way before the game on Coach said, this is how I'm playing out the game, guys. We're going to do this. I want to get all the guys some work. Doesn't matter the situation. I want us to play hard. We want to use the game, get some value out of it, evaluation. We get all the guys some work. Okay, then you go into the game and it unfolds like that, even though we're down, and he put Nick Suddsfield in. But he already discussed this with us. We knew this was going to be what it is. I'm okay with that. We had a discussion. We understood. Now, if I'm a player and he hadn't had that conversation, that's another story. That's another story because I'm giving you all I have from that locker room. If I'm giving the Eagles or whatever organization, I'm giving the coach. That's what I did. That's the deal we made. I'm expecting you to give me all you have to try to win a game. And we are not talking about what's going on with the dudes that wears suits and GMs that make draft picks. I'm talking about what's going on with the guys that wear the uniform on the football field.
Well, Michael, during the game, it was an NBC Sunday night game, so you know they got cameras everywhere. Everyone's got a camera on it. Everyone knows going into the game. Don't pick your nose because you're gonna be on national TV.
Right.
Jalen Hurts is taken out of the game. They got one of those Zoom cameras on him.
Right on.
I'm not a lip reader, but it looked like he said, and most people thought he said, "That's not right." That's what Jalen Hurts said when he was taken out of the game. So that kind of tells me, and I agree with you,
that it wasn't an organized plan.
Right.
It wasn't. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. So if you have a plan like a preseason game, you're going to get a quarter. You're going to get we get it. But that was, and then after the game, some of the Eagles' more eloquent speakers with the media, the Jason Kelce's of the world, the guys that usually talk after games and give good insight to the game, they were tight-lipped, man. They left the locker room. They didn't want to talk to the media. That would tell me they were pretty ticked about the way things went down. So, I mean, there's some long-term ramifications for Doug Peterson and the Eagles.
That you're right on this, Jaws. And I heard even just today when I was leaving my workout on radio that there was some outbursts in the locker room. I guess guys going after Coach Peterson are being pretty upset about it. And if that's the case, then I always said this, Jaws. Let me tell you, you can get hired again in this league when you lose games. It's hard to get hired again in this league when you lose locker rooms.
Yep.
Big day of closet organizing and jigsaw puzzling? Get Pizza Hut's Big Dinner Box. 2 medium pizzas, breadsticks, and your choice of pasta or wings. Sealed for your safety, all in one box. Choose contactless delivery or new curbside pickup at pizzahut.com.
Integrity of the game, as everyone likes to say. Yeah. But it's funny, you bring up the coaches, and Doug Peterson was hired in 2016. There were 7 coaches hired that year. I'm going to give these names to you. 7 coaches hired in 2016. Chip Kelly, Mike Mularkey, Adam Gase, Ben McAdoo, Hugh Jackson, and Dirk Cutter. Where are they now? I mean, here we are 5 years later. You talk about a turnstile for coaches. What have you done lately, man? Doug Peterson, the only one left. And after this debacle, who knows what's going to happen?
You know how I always tell people that I say, listen, it's why, honestly, and not just saying, I mean, all coaches all over, I just think they're the most incredible beings and our most prized position. All coaches at all levels because they're raising our kids, everything. And this is the highest of levels. And I tell you, I said, listen, top 33 spots in this world. I'll put the one at POTUS. But from 2 to 33 are NFL coaches. That's the pressure spot in this world. And when you think about it, like what you just said, life expectancy is right around what you just talked about.
Yeah.
4 years.
It's amazing. You know,
4 years.
yeah, it's just incredible. And then, all right, I own a team, right? I own the Dallas Cowboys, right? I don't. I wish I was Jerry, but I don't. But I'm gonna offer Michael Irvin the job. Michael, you come in. You're not gonna be my head coach, but you have this great background in football. You've dealt with this game for a long time at a lot of different levels. Michael, I'm hiring you to be my general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. I know Jerry doesn't want to give that title up, but he's hiring you. Where do you start? Where do you start when you go through that decision process as a GM of an NFL team?
Where do I start? Oh my God! You're talking about if I'm taking a team like the Cowboys right now.
Yes.
Where would I start when I come in? Well,
what would be your philosophy? Where would I mean, you've been around this game. You like if someone asked me, I have like an idea in my mind of what I would like to do. I'm sure you do. We're around. You're around Mooch and these guys every weekend.
But let me tell you something. I would, because I think Cowboys are in a good position of go. I like what they have offensively. If I'm coming in and I can come in, and here's the kicker, Jaws, and it gets back to what we were talking about, and put a handprint on that defense. I'm going to look. We go into this draft. I'm going to draft all defense. All defense. I don't mean the line for Dallas right now. When they get everybody back and the experience that line got this year, now they go up in the backup role. You'll be solid there for a moment. You'll be solid there just because things got bad, but that line you'll be great. You got skill position guys. I'm going to get Dak Prescott back, lock him up, and now I'm focusing on defense. But here's the kicker, Jaws. Here's the kicker. I'm not just looking X's and O's. I'm looking for the right personalities, the right fix to go in this locker room on my defense. Because defense is about coming together. The guys, I need the right guys. I need guys that can play, but I need guys that can raise guys up too. Some guys, if I can get a more gifted guy that's quiet or a little bit less gifted guy that'll speak more, then I'll take that little bit less gifted guy that'll speak more because that'll make more sense to what I'm trying to accomplish. You get what I'm saying? So I'll look at the X's and O's. We all do, and we look at the numbers, how fast he ran and all that, and we all do, but we all don't look at the makeups and the personalities that we're trying to mix together, and that's one of the things that I will put my finger on.
See, I've always thought, as you played 12 years, I played 17. We got almost 30 years of experience here with the NFL. And when people ask me that question, sometimes I say, you know what, I want the character guys, I want the leaders, but we're also smart enough, you and I, with all that experience, know you got to be a little crazy to play this game.
Right.
You can't be
it's
straight
not
air. You got to be a
normal.
little nuts.
It's not normal.
Yeah,
right. It's not normal. You got to run as fast as you can and run your body into another man's body.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not normal stuff. Right?
And then for 60 minutes, you got to be this whack job on the field, and then you got to come in and, oh, hello, Mr. Reporter, how are you today? That crap doesn't work, when you're on that field. It's nasty out there. It's nasty. So I've always said that's the hardest part. We can all put stopwatches on guys and look at all the measurables and look at tape and all that. But what's here, man? What's in the head is really, to me, if I was building a team, that's what I got to find out first and foremost. What's in that guy's mind? What's in his head? Where is he at in regards to understanding it's about winning? It's
in his heart, Jaws, in his heart, because I want to know if he has any understanding of connectivity. You can't do this by yourself. So even if you see it all, but you only see yourself, I can't get you. I can't use you. Because there's no individual isolated success in this game. So you got to know about connectivity. I need you to know about a brotherhood, about fighting for and with somebody else for something. You see what I mean?
Yep.
And if you don't have that, then you can jump as high as the moon. You can do whatever you I can't use you. I cannot use you.
Well, I mean, you were the perfect example of the team concept in your, Jimmy Johnson's team in the 90s. You obviously had a Hall of Fame quarterback in Troy Aikman, a Hall of Fame running back in Emmitt Smith, and a Hall of Fame wide receiver in Michael Irvin. Pretty damn good tight end in Jay Novacek. Offensive line that was as good as you're going to find. So that's the connectivity you talk about. Everyone's got to sacrifice their personal goals for the team goals. And then obviously later in your career, the personal goals come. You're in the Hall of Fame. Emmett's in the Hall of Fame. Troy's in the Hall of Fame. So if you work.
That's what Jimmy used to say. You sound like Jimmy. Jimmy used to tell us that. He used to always say, everybody may have come for a different reason. Everybody. And if everybody shoot at their reason, then he said, some came because you need money. Some playing because you just want to be famous. Some of you may be playing just because you want to meet these little girls out here. Everybody came for a different reason. He said, but I tell you what, if we win, everybody get what they came for.
Get that pot of gold, yeah.
And he's so right. He's so right. It's brilliant. That's brilliant stuff, man. That's what I think we're blessed to be around we've been around some brilliant men that have said some brilliant things that you eat on forever. I still eat on some of the stuff that Jimmy gave to me and imparted to me.
Yeah, Michael, when I look at today's game, I wonder where it's going. And I see someone like yourself in the Hall of Fame, 750 receptions. What'd you have? 11,900 yards, 65 touchdowns. If you played in today's NFL, you would probably double those numbers. The way the game is now being played with, you can't touch anybody. I mean, you were the best in the business of knocking people out of the way. You were a physical wide receiver. I'm watching games now. Eagles last week, Patrick Peterson in Arizona, he gets called for 4 pass interference penalties. In your era, those are no pass interference penalties.
Right.
They let you play football. Now you can't touch a guy. You couldn't touch Michael Irvin for 5 yards. You're gonna catch 15 balls a game. You can't touch him down the field.
Right.
You can't hit him, to the head area. They take away all those things. So as a wide receiver, just think of the numbers you would have in today's game. Where is the NFL going in regards to how the game is played?
And it's crazy when you even watch it and you see the evolution of it and how it has evolved. It's what happens on the back end dictates what happens on the front end. The back end, what you were just talking about, the roughness in which we played on the back end. On the back end, that means everything had to be precise on the back. Because it was back end. A bang 8, Jaws. A bang 8.
Skinny post.
Understand. That's a skinny post, and it's called a bang 8 because the 8 is it's a post. But you're going to get hit. It's a bang bang play. Bang bang. It's a bang 8. It ain't an 8 route. It's a bang 8. It's 8 because you're going to skinny and you're in the safe. You and the safety are going to meet at the ball point. You just got to make sure you go and get it. Bam. You're gonna get hit. Sometimes you can skeet by that little safety, but more than likely you're going to take that hit. They're going to take the hit. Y'all, that play took courage. It took courage. And I always tell people, courage doesn't say you did not have fear. Courage says there was fear, but you had an ability to overcome it. You had to display courage to get that ball because you knew that hit was coming. And now, that guy can't touch you until after you catch the ball and get feet on the ground.
Yep.
Where's the courage in that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where's the courage in that? So now when you see that on the back end, then on the front end, since we don't have to have the timing, since you don't have to have the courage, we can now give up some accuracy for mobility.
Right.
So now we're getting quarterbacks that'll move around a lot, do all of these things. And we were only throwing the ball before maybe 25, 30 times a game. They're throwing the ball 60 times.
Oh, my God, yes.
Right. Oh, my God. I see dudes get 15 targets. 15 targets. 15. I get me 9 or 10 targets. Tim Brown, we had Tim Brown, his contract was up. He wanted to come to Dallas because he's from here. He's a great friend of mine. And I remember he said, Mike, I'm a free agent. I'm thinking about Dallas. I said, ain't enough passes. There's not enough passes. And if we got 24 passes. I got 8. Okay, I got to get Jay Novacek good 3 or 4. Then I got to get Hop 3 or 4. Hey, DJ catch 1 or 2. Emmy ain't no more. There is no more. But now they got 60 a game. Yeah. 60 a game. So yeah, man, you could play with multiple receivers getting thousands of yards because the game is loosened up on the back end, so it's more wide open now on the front end.
Yeah, and coordinators now, you come out 5 wide. I mean, three left, 2 right. There's no running game. They're throwing it, man. Why not? If the rules allow it. Hey, before I let you go, and I don't want to keep you on too long, and I appreciate your time, but you played 12 years with the Dallas Cowboys. I played 10 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. NFC East football was always the best. What the hell has happened to the NFC East right now?
Yeah, Joe, and that is, it's hard to watch.
Yeah,
it really is. It's hard to watch, and I got even more upset. Okay, we were down. Things didn't look well. Worst division right now. Got a lot of work to do in building teams back. Okay, that's one thing. But even in that last game, and I say this, when the Cowboys and the Giants were playing, right? We'll win this game, get a shot at winning the East. If Washington loses. All that we talked about that went on in Philly and how that plays out, as a player, how upset we would be if coaches. Now, on the other side, if you're the Giants, we already look bad with this division. Then, as the Giant players, when the Eagles didn't win the game, to start tweeting, I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't care about the fans talking, all those talking about the integrity. The players, don't you say a word.
At 6 and 10. At 6 and 10.
Right, at 6 and 10.
Yeah.
And here's the kicker to this. Even if the Cowboys had won, I would be saying the same thing. The object is, what is the lesson out of this? See, if I let the players tweet and be mad at the other players for the Eagles for not winning the game and doing their job to get them in the playoffs, they walk away saying, man, we did everything we could, man. They let us down. Yeah. They let us down. No. Don't you tweet, you shut up. You leave that room saying, with that pain in your heart saying, okay, I promise you, I'm going to do this on me. And I'm going to make sure this don't happen next year. I'm not putting it in nobody else's hands. This is the lesson out of it. So that's what I'm saying to the players, shut up. Don't you say that. What are you tweeting at? You had 16 games to state your case. Don't ask them to state your case. Did they wake up this morning and say they love you? Why would you expect them to do anything for you? They didn't do that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So in that sense, don't make us look even worse tweeting that. Let's just man up. Let's go away and take the pain of this year. Make sure we don't do the same thing next year. That's what we work off all off season.
Well, Michael, please keep talking because I love listening. You always give me something that I can take back and put in the back of my brain and learn from being around, and your presence is just amazing. So I enjoyed all those years we had together at ESPN. I enjoy you taking time out of your damn busy schedule to spend some time here in my Jaws Picks podcast. And hopefully I'll see you down the road, my friend. Be safe and have a happy new year.
Hey, you too, my brother, always, man. And I appreciate you and all the guys, man, taking me under your wing when I got over there at ESPN and showing me the ropes, Joe. I'm still in this thing, man. And all because you guys gave me there's a lot of things I learned from you guys over there, man. So I appreciate you, brother. I love you always, man.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Love you, man, and be safe.